Yeah, it's just me and my shed with my iPod problem. Problem at the moment, without wishing to bore you with the details, I'm working on probate forms for my father, and it is absolutely doing my boxing. So this is not one of the videos I plan to make. I just need to do something else, and this is it. So I don't know if this will see the light of day. I've got here what I think, because of its metallic case, is probably a 6th generation, 6th or 7th gen iPod. Unfortunately, despite being plugged into this chunky 12 volt, I don't know what it is. It's not plugged in, but I'm just plugging it in off camera. You can see that has zero effect on the life of the thing. So I think I'm going to have to dig into it. I can't even tell you, to be honest, because all the markings are very worn away, so I can't even tell you what the original spec is. So I think what I'm going to do is just dig into it and see what's what. I've had a bit of a tidy of my iPod spares and repairs and bits and pieces. So I've also got my camera attached to a music stand which keeps moving, so I'm just going to pick up a couple of spudgers. These pincers will probably be helpful as well, so I'll get those out. Nothing else for now, so I'll close that up with a reassuring click. And I've been in my cupboard, you know, the cupboards that everyone has, which is full of junk. This was full of various bits of screws and bolts and washers and all sorts, and I decided that I wanted it for iPod bits, so I've got lots of cases in there. I've got some SD cards in there. As you can see, it's taller than the stand and that the camera's attached to, but you just have to take my word for it. I'll not show you everything in there. What I'm going to do is get one of these, which were for my sons, just for ID purposes, because I think this one came as a job lot, and I like to maintain a little very dull spreadsheet of what I've got and what I've done to each of the things I've got. So if I unpeel that, and as a temporary solution, just stick that on there. So I think this is some kind of Mario flower. It'll have a proper name. I don't know what it is. I'll have to I know more than is healthy for a 61-year-old man about Mario and Princess Peach and Princess Daisy and the differences between them. What you're probably going to be treated to now is me attempting to get into this thing, and there'll be no doubt lots of camera wobble and such like while that goes on. I've got this bag of click wheels. I'm pretty sure with that there, that sort of sticky out bit, that's a grounding connector for the 5th gen, and I think later models didn't have them. So this one, which I've found, it doesn't have them. I'm hoping is the right kind of click wheel. I've got lots of black click wheels. I think the design of that, I don't want to do too much with it. Screen's a bit filthy. If I got any isopropyl in the shed with me, I will be using that, but I've left it elsewhere. I just realised when I got behind this bench that I've left it elsewhere, so it'll have to stay left elsewhere. I'll clean it later. It will be ugly watching me trying to get in that. You might find either a bit of fast forwarding or a bit of editing, and then we'll see what the issue is inside. The last few of these I've done have all been 5th gens, which are much easier to get into. Obviously cover all that with tape. Don't just go like do what I'm doing, scraping the side of the case, because that's not very good for them. Why don't you just imagine I've got in this, and I'll come back in 10 minutes and show you how I got in. Well, I appear to have turned it into some kind of hedgehog type pinata, but I think we're there. I'm just going to revert to this plastic one. I don't really normally use plastic, but I suppose it's not going to cause as much damage. There's quite a lot of crunching coming off this machine while I'm opening it, so not too optimistic about the state of things. Trying to remove this as carefully as possible. I'll even show you what's happening. Battery out, so then that can go over there. And what is this? Not so sure what that is. Hilariously, I can't even find where my camera is because I'm normally upside down. Is it there? You can see the reflection of it. It must be around here. So why can I not get this in the field of vision of the camera? I use a thing of dropping things. Let's try and it just come up like that. There we go. Anyway, whatever that is there. Let's flip that over and release this. I'm hilariously bad at these, not given how many of them I've done. But that should now slide out. We can have a look what we're looking at. I think what I'm going to do is test the battery first. Should know where that's come from, but I don't. Yes, we've got some iFlash cards. I'll try a battery. Let me get one out now. See if we can get just the thing that we need. I've got this thing here, which theoretically, if I were to plug it in there, I've got the kind of glasses that don't allow you to see. And the light's not brilliant in here anyway, so let's take the battery out of the way. So the light from that open window can come in. Probably scratching the wire and the cable no end here, which is generally seems to be a bad thing. But that's in. That's in. That's not connected. That's a screw which can go with that when I find out what they are. It's probably a screw for the faceplate, I think. I wonder what happens were I to plug this in there now. Would anything happen or not? I was expecting some water damage and there's not really much evidence of that. Fairly clean and tidy inside, but something ain't right. Obviously I need to put a SD card or even that drive back before I decide what to do next. With a pinch I could just reconnect that and see what happens. That's up. Yeah, nobody wants to see this. Fiddly. What would happen if I plug that in now? Would anything happen? Possibly not. Might be dead. Not as many that have been completely dead. Try an SD card. Yeah. Anyway, let's go away for a bit and come back later. I've just been tootling about. I found some old kitchen strip lighting which was knocking about the shed, tucked away in a corner, and I've attached it to the bottom of this music stand over which I'm filming, which has provided a little bit of illumination. What I've had to do though, I've reorientated the stand so that I can get the camera focused on where I need it to be focused. That means that this half will be upside down probably, which is a bit awkward. I mean, turning videos upside down is not really what I want to be spending my time doing. Anyway, I found this. I ordered a pack of 3. I've got a couple of solos, I think, and a quad. I think, actually, bearing in mind the lowly status of this mod, such as it is, I'm going to try the solo on it because I very rarely have much success with the quads working as quads. I prefer them because they are slimmer, but you seem to be paying for things you're not using. So I have got lots of SD card adapters, and it'd be nice to get one of those out of my life. So I'm going to connect that up. I have also brought some isopropyl alcohol. It's there. Don't know what people were rubbing with this alcohol when it was called rubbing alcohol. Probably best not to ask, but it's got that reputation anyway. And I can't say isopropyl, so I prefer rubbing alcohol anyway. Right, quit blathering on. I'm not, I don't think, going to do this on camera. I know you want me to. I'm going to just do it by reaching around and finding the SD cards for a start, so bear with. Right, I'm getting absolutely nothing off this. It's providing no help whatsoever. I have plugged it into the computer to see if that will help, and it's nothing showing up. So even if the battery's dead, I'm with doubts about this battery because it may have been involved in a previous failed project. But even with the card on there, this, by the way, the SD card, I never remember what I've put in, is a cushion, 64 megabyte. I don't know, some people swear by different brands. I've never heard of cushion before. It sounds like a Pokemon character or something. That is flicked up. That's coming out to go on something more worthy. And I think probably sticking the original hard drive back on. I won't be able to do that on camera because I've not got my glasses on. So let's just tuck him in there and write something disparaging about it and put it back in the box. As spares or repairs, I don't know what spares. Going to get out of it, not going to seal it. Put an elastic band around it. Get on with something more interesting. Shame, but there we go. That genuinely does seem to be dead. Yes, I doubt this will ever see the light of day, but there you go. See you. Could be good, be good, be good, be good.